Shalawam, shalawam. First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to the hopeful elect out there, 144,000 men, as well as you 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining yourself in this truth. Shalawam to the tabernacle of David. Hey, shalawam. It's your brother Yerami Hazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson. This will be Ecclesiastes 7 chapter breakdown. So let's get to it. Verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. So your reputation, right? And let's go get a scripture on that. Philippians 2 and around 7. Understanding this. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore power also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name. So understanding that Yahawashi came in the form of a slave, basically. Okay, lowered himself, which we already knew his reputation. Alright. As led us out of Egypt, being that light, appeared amongst Joshua, and you had to bow down, right? We worship Yahawashi as well. So his reputation is major. But understanding that his reputation is even more lifted up for dropping himself to that state and being humbled, right? Humbling himself and being low, coming like that. You thinking, man, you the right-hand man, you on the right side of Yahawah, and you drop yourself to be one of the lowest on this earth and take all of that punishment for your people. Your reputation is the highest, man. And this is why Yahawah, wherefore power also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name. His reputation is above every other brother's, man. Except Yahawah, right? Yahawashi is lifted up. He has been given the power to judge, power to bring vengeance, all of that. So understanding that reputation is important. And in this truth, man, you gain a certain reputation. But we not worried about, regardless if you were pleasing men or appeasing men. That's not the matter. We want to please Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. But you don't want a bad reputation in the light of men, But hey, it may happen at certain times. Things may get misunderstood and whatever it may be. At the end of the day, you know what you did. And you know that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So he can see every situation, the ins and outs, the demons that's in the situation, etc., etc., right? So if you being true, your conscience should be clean. Your conscience should be good, man. Okay? At the end of the day. Verse 10 on Philippians 2. That at the name of Yahawashi, every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, because of his reputation, and that every tongue should confess that Yahawashi HaMashiach is Lord, their master, to the glory of power the Father. Alright? So understanding that, let's take it back to Ecclesiastes 7 chapter. Alright, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. And we know these are like the days of Lot. Alright? See if we get that one, man. As Yahawashi said. Luke 17 and 28. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. They marrying, doing all of this. Go into it anymore. Verse 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Sudden destruction, sudden judgment. That's what's coming to these people. You living in a house of myrrh? You don't have a foresight, you don't understand what's about to take place in this place, in this whore, man. You can't see it. Just the same way that this place is called a whore, man. And you mess with a woman of the street, a woman of the night, right? Let's say you mess with her, man, not to be vulgar, but unprotected, and you get the burn sensation, man. You get that. You get something. You get an STD, man. So you should have expected it. That's why you got to know what you're dealing with and what you're dealing with. Don't just be foolishly doing Babylon freaking practices, man. We are commanded not to do that, man. All right? So you don't be in no spirit of myrrh. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay in it to his heart. Be aware, be cautious. Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. Wisdom comes with fearing. Wisdom comes with being sorrow. Wisdom comes, you understanding judgments. You understanding what's going on in this place, right? So you looking at this and you like, bro was doing this and doing that and doing that. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi judged him. I need to learn from that mistake. You learn from other people's mistakes as well. And you learn from your mistakes. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of myrrh. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. You want to get some rebuke, man. You want to get some understanding. Let's go get that in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. My son, despise not the chastening of Yahawah, neither be weary of his correction. So take the rebuke, repent, get better, come back harder, stay on fire. Don't drop out of this truth. Produce videos, produce works. All right? Correct yourself, whatever it may be. Don't get in no back and forth petty situation with anyone. That's not what we're commanded to do, man. Fighting with one another, slandering a brother, talking behind a brother's back, having secret counsels on brothers and things like that. That's not what we commanded to do, man. Me, personally, I'm an isolated brother, man. I only deal with my family, and I deal with certain brothers in this truth that are sincere enough to call me on the phone and, you know, we talk and things like that. I deal with brothers that I've known personally, met in person, just and learning through experience, not to deal too much with internet people, you know. All right, and that's just through experience. So because we learn from certain things. Now this brotherhood is important. So those that's in your region, you need to be around them and, you know, uplift them and, you know, pay attention and be sincere with those. All right. Verse 6, for as the cracking of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. This is how we also know, going back to this scripture, verse 1, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. It's like a rejoicing thing to get up out of this place, because we in captivity right now. We in oppression. It's making us mad. It's driving us mad. We are pissed off, man. You know, and we learning. It's punishment, of course, but we getting refined. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. That's part of enduring to the end. That's part of maintaining yourself. That's part of balancing yourself. To endure, you have to balance. You can't be, let's say you're walking on a tightrope. You can't be all the way to the left, you're going to fall. All the way to the right, you're going to fall. You got to have a good, straight balance to make it across this rope. At the end of the day, man, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. And let's go get the scripture on that, man. Is it Ephesians? Yeah, Ephesians 4:26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So don't let your emotions get to you. Have restraint. I've been praying for restraint, you know, to better myself on certain situations. You don't have to always say something. You don't have to always reply. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi knows. If you replying and going back and forth with brothers, then you trying to prove to that brother that you are who you say you are. You don't got to do all that. All right? Maintain yourself, man. Keep yourself in this thing. You know you pray. You know you fast. You know you working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You don't have to prove that to no man. All right? By your fruits, they shall know you. If you producing works and these works is correct, and you not going off on the doctrine, hey, you straight, man. All right? You listening to the elders that's above you, you straight, man. Keep it going. Verse 10, say not thou, what is the cause of that the former days were better than these? For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. We have better days ahead of us. The kingdom is ahead of us. This place is going to be a forethought, man. It's over. We ain't never going to think about this place anymore. And if we do, we'd be like, yeah, you remember those days? Hey, we was all boom, 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 but we knew better days was coming. We kept our eyes and our mind on this kingdom. We kept our eyes and our mind on those crowns. Yahawah, we build that number, man. Because brothers is fighting for this, man. Put some passion towards it. Show that you really want it. Show that you really love Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. If you want to come to the wedding. Verse 11, wisdom is good when an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. You can have all the money in the world and lose it, not knowing how to spend it, not having wisdom, not knowing how to invest, or whatever it may be. Okay? And then don't be stingy with money. You give out. You give charity, alms. You help one another. You help your brothers in need. Right? You check on your brothers and sisters. You check on your family. Right? Because hey, a man got to take care of his family first and foremost, or you worse than an infidel. All right? So understand that. You got responsibilities. You are a man. I'm speaking to the men, man. You are held accountable by so many, even if you don't even understand that. You can't be no deadbeat. You got to take care of your kids. All right? Verse 13. Consider the work of power, for who can make that straight, which he hath made crooked? In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider power also have set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There was a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there was a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. And this is all at the will and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. He may be preserving some wicked brothers to get their judgment when they want to get it, when they need it, right? He's not, not when they want it, but when he wants to give it, okay? And if he taking some righteous brothers out early, then he might be saving them from something, So, hey, at the end of the day, man, Yahawah, a man's goings is of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You don't question what Yahawah's doing, All things, verse 14, all things have I seen in the days of my vanity. I'll read it again. There was a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there was a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldst thou destroy thyself? So don't think you know too much, and don't get complacent and cocky in this truth. I was just watching a brother down at GMS Orlando, and he was talking about a cocky dude in the gym. It's always that one cocky dude in the gym, thinking that he knows some shit. Then he get took down by a little dude because that brother's technique is solid, right? So don't be cocky just because whatever it may be, okay? Understand that you can always be touched, I was watching some stuff the other day, man. I grew up on the South, right? I'm from the South. So I grew up on the South, and there's a situation, Pimp C and Master P, right? Worldly situation. But Pimp C was running his mouth about Master P, and what happened? Master P came with a couple guys and ran up on him and checked him in the hotel room. And what did Pimp C do afterwards? He apologized, because he was like, you know what, bro, I was wrong. I was running my mouth, etc., etc. He apologized, and them guys worked it out like men. Ain't nobody had to get shot or none of that, man. They worked it out. And that showed he got humbled in the world in that sense. He got humbled by a man. All right? And that was all. A man's goings is of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. He got humbled, and it bettered him as a person. Even though they doing wickedness and things like that, it bettered him as a person. That was just a worldly example. But you gotta, because he was being what? Hasty. These things right here this right here is a wisdom book. It's designed to help you better your bad habits. Being hasty, being foolish, right? Verse 17, be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldst thou die before thy time? Oh, you know what I mean? You know, you can't get in this truth and just be holier than thou. You're not. We still sin, we still go off, we still make mistakes. Okay? Realize that. So do what you do, keep a balance. Don't be wicked as hell. Don't be doing that. Don't be trying to do sins. Okay? But don't be trying to be over righteous. Like, I'm better than you in this truth. Look at all these videos, etc. Look at my garments and shit. Ain't nobody saying that, bro. And if you got a feeling in your head and you thinking that a brother is saying that, then you off. You need to check yourself. Don't be presumptuous as well. Alright? Looking at your brother, thinking that your brother feel a way towards you, when brothers don't even feel no type of way, man. I did a post earlier today, man. You gotta get some business about yourself. Have a life. Okay? You need to, you should be focused on these prophecies. You shouldn't be focusing on belittling another man and slandering another man and jumping on another man's head. Yeah, we rebuke and do all of that. But if it ain't needed, then it ain't needed. If these brothers is producing works, man, and it's correct to the doctrine and they feeding the sheep, then let that be. Alright? That ain't that. Hey, you ain't Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. At the end of the day, he's gonna work out. If a man is wicked, if a man is off, he's gonna work it out. Alright? You give after 2 admonitions, you step away. You let it be. If he's a heretic, let it be. Alright? We can't get caught up on the fact thinking that we Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, we gonna bring judgment on these men. We not. Don't be vengeful. Okay? Verse 18. It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand, for he that feareth power shall come forth of them all. Wisdom strengtheneth the wise, more than 10 mighty men which are in the city. For there is not a just man upon earth that doeth good and sinneth not. Check yourself. Examine thyself. Also take no heed unto all words that are spoken, lest thou hear thy servant curse thee. For oftentimes also thine own heart knoweth that thou thyself likewise have cursed others. Yes. Okay. Did you go off? Have you ever went off? Yes. We all have. You got to check yourself. All this have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise, but it was far from me. That which is far off and exceedingly deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of folliness and madness. And let's go get that, man. The beginning of fear, the beginning of wisdom is fearing God, man. It's in Proverbs. Just type it in and I'll go get it. Alright, I get this one. Proverbs 2 and 5. Then shalt thou understand the fear of Yahawah and find the knowledge of power. Okay? If you fear Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, then, you know, you're better in yourself. You're getting that understanding. And let's go into this one, because I believe it's over here. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get that. For Yahawah, verse 6. For Yahawah giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yea, every good path. When wisdom entereth into thy heart and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. You'll know when to say things. You'll know when to talk. You'll know when to shut up. You'll know when to be quiet, etc. These are certain manners that we was taught as kids, you know, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things. It's taking you away from the path of a fool as well. An evil man, a weak man, a soft man, a simple man, a simp, an ass kisser. Alright? At the end of the day. So apply these things. Don't act off emotions. Act off wisdom. Really think things through. Alright? Verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, a wicked ass woman, and her hands as bands. You shouldn't even be attracted to that type of female. You should be able to have the discernment to peep these type of women. Alright? You shouldn't be falling into these snares of these wicked ass women, man. Alright? Especially when you got something solid. If you got a good woman, but you overdoing it trying to go get another woman, man, Yahawah may send you into a trap of getting a wicked ass woman. Because you trying to do too much. Alright? Man, I tell brothers, man, yeah, you can have multiple wives, but at this point in time, man, just keep one. Just deal with one. That's all you need right now. We need to have our minds focused on this truth. Okay? I ain't trying to deal with two women's. That means you got to deal with 2 menstrual cycles. You got to deal with all this damn estrogen. You got to deal with all this damn emotions. You got to deal with all this other shit. The weaker vessel, man. Holding you down. Let that go. Alright? And her hands as bands, whoso pleaseth power shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. I couldn't find one that was righteous. Lo, this only have I found, that power hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Go read Jeremiah 3rd chapter, 2nd chapter. Go read Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, right? This is a rebellious house, a rebellious nation, worshiping false gods, falling off. Go read Lamentations, understanding. Go read Barak, why we in captivity to this day, right? We praising the name now. We getting back to our power now, and that's a beautiful thing. But we was brought down low for a purpose, for a punishment, And hey, I hope this has been edifying. This is a solid chapter. I like this chapter, man, a lot. So much gems in this, man. So really have some business about yourself and stay focused in this truth and stay focused on putting out prophecy and edifying the sheep in the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, bringing wisdom to your brothers and sisters. All right, staying up, praying up, fasting, watching, and with that, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah Ha-Kadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the elect, 144,000 men, as well as you 1/3 men, women, and children. Shalawam, Shalawam, Kwam Yasharahla, and Abad Babal.